Okay, again, welcome to our monthly meeting for the USB MWE Sig. I think we have Gina, Richard, Lazona, and Meg so far checked in. And Oscar, I'll share today. Sharuk has to attend to some other business, so we'll just keep moving ahead. She sends our wishes for a good meeting. So what we have before us today, there may be probably three major areas. One is obviously the conference in general. At the conference, there are a couple of sub items in terms of the scholar participation. We want to talk about that. We want to talk about the actual summit. And then within the summit, possibly also a networking event. We'll also we'll talk about the awards and the timeline relative to the nominees regarding the particular awards, and we'll talk specifically about the actual annual awards dinner and some of the logistics if Dolores checks in with us on that. So Dolores is not here yet, so she's going to have some update on restaurants. So I'm going to move forward. Who's working on the awards? In addition to who's working on the awards?
We get to
I think Dolores may be working on that too as well.
well, Sharuk and Liz and Meg, and it looks like Stacy's a big part of that, but looking at that worksheet.
Okay. Well, the one thing we do know about the awards is that at this point, we have 4 nominations for the Educator Innovator Award. We don't have any nominations in for the Scholarship Award, and we don't have any in for Practitioner of the Year Award. So we need to make a push. Actually, these are supposed to be in by the 30th of October. So if there's anyone you want to nominate, we're open to self-nominations. Again, this is on the SIG USB website, the nomination information. So we need to make a push this last week to make sure we get a robust number of nominations in for the categories. Again, we have 4 Educator Innovator nominations, and we're looking for scholarship and Practitioner of the Year Award nominations. So any thoughts on that? Anyone have any thoughts, or just take your self-initiative if you have an opportunity, or you want to self-nominate for any of those categories? Please do. Any comment? Anything to add? Okay, we'll keep moving.
I guess, sorry, Oscar. Any tips on the ways that we've helped to promote in the past that has been effective?
We have sent out to the, and this is posted obviously, and it's gone out to the membership at large.
Mm-hmm.
But this is obviously primarily as well to our membership. It has gone out. I don't think we've done anything in terms of our LinkedIn. I'm not sure. I haven't seen anything about the awards in particular.
Meg has. She's done a good job on LinkedIn.
Oh no,
Meg,
you're supposed to be.
you posted something recently?
Yeah, but I'll post. I was planning on posting again today. I just wasn't. I wanted to check in now, like today, before I did something in terms of what we were looking at. So
yeah, anything one can do to push out the communication. If there's someone that you want or you think is worthy to nominate, I encourage you to reach out to them, let them know that you'd like to nominate them for any of these categories if they're in the SIG. But other than that, it's been the communication in the SIG, and it's been principally those who have been pretty active in terms of reaching out to people who may not be aware of the awards. A lot of times folks, you know, they don't self-nominate, so, but you can, anyone can self-nominate for any of these categories. So if you're doing the LinkedIn, that's good. Other than that, it's only our membership roster are the only two sources that I know of that we have to reach out to. Any other thoughts or any other ideas? Okay, so just make, let's make a good faith effort. Everything's underwritten for our conference. We've done a great job of planning and getting it teed up. So we want to make sure we get full involvement. All right, let's move. If there are no other suggestions, I don't have any information on the schedule of the timeline of even the finalization of awards, which typically happens in late November, early December. So I'd assume it's going to be on the same schedule. I think it's on the, actually I won't do that right now, but it's on the spread, the Excel spread on our scheduler. But let's look at the summit, our second item, which is on January the 6th. How many people are planning to actually attend? Has anybody committed to attending yet? Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, there's Dolores. Dolores.
Hello, how are you doing today? I'm sorry, I was in another meeting, but I'm here.
No worries.
I have not received any response from my dean. I told Sharuk about the letter, so I'm just waiting for that. And I mean, they know that I'm participating, but I'm not sure if they will support me. I mean, I'm just pending with that.
So you're pending ability to travel?
Exactly.
Okay. But we're still going to have you, right? We're going to have you participating either way. What?
Yes, of course I'll be.
Okay. Dolores, so let's go back to the restaurants and logistics. Have you had a chance to look at the
Let me tell you something. No, I'm just going to do that. I was traveling 3 weeks ago. I just went to Germany to leave my son there. So I'm just coming and, starting to see my pending. So I think I will reach Gina, who very kindly told me she can also support in this matter. So I'm pending also with the restaurants, but I'm expecting to do that during the next week. So feel sure that I'll do that. I will do that. Okay.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent.
I would
Well,
love.
No, because I've already booked my flight
Dolores,
too.
Yeah.
And Gina, good food. That's all. Good food.
I would love
Yeah.
to help. Yeah, I would love to help, and I'm going too. So,
When are you coming in? When's everybody getting there?
I haven't booked yet, but I think I'm gonna do Tuesday. I think is the plan.
I'm
Yeah.
coming in on Wednesday.
Same here. That's the plan. Tuesday.
Tuesday's your plan, Oscar?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I'm in a school that the budgets have not adjusted yet. So if there's a virtual option, that's what they're asking us to go for, if we definitely have to be there, so.
I won't be able to join the physical meeting because we're expecting a baby in December.
Oh,
Congratulations.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Okay. We had a guest pop in. Was that our scholar invite?
Yes.
Oh yes, this is Steven. Sorry, for some reason on the says 2 to 3 East. Oh, okay. I think I confused with Central versus East time, so that kind of makes me up. I was thinking about 2.
No, you're here now.
Good to
Yeah.
see you.
Welcome. Welcome.
And I
Stephen,
apologize,
where are you located?
I'm here in Warrensburg.
Okay.
I'm here in Warrensburg. That's about 45 minutes away from Kansas City.
Okay. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
And who invited you? Who invited Stephen?
I did.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks. Yes.
So
Thank you
Stephen,
for
this is
joining us.
our SIG, thank you, Lasonia. So this is our SIG. So Lasonia, you want to give a background on Stephen?
Well, Oscar, I wish I could give a more of a background. We've been missing one another. It's just been via email. So he will have to give a little bit more of him. I'm just meeting him myself as well. So.
Okay, fantastic. Well, welcome, Stephen. So we are in our monthly meeting for the USB Minority and Women Entrepreneurship Special Interest Group. So you're welcome, and you'll see how we kind of operate and what our agenda is today in terms of planning for our annual conference in January in Raleigh, North Carolina. So let's move ahead. Let's talk a little bit about the summit itself on January the 6th. It'll run from 10 to 2. Let me see if I can bring up the actual working agenda for, let's see if I can get that. Let's see, that's the summit agenda. Okay, do you see the summit agenda or not?
We do.
The agenda.
All right. So this is basically the time block that we have been working from for the conference, which is theme Pioneer and Persevere as our theme. And we had really focused in on, beyond the welcome and housekeeping and so forth, 3 sort of learning blocks that we're going to work with. Obviously, the first one being presented by Dr. Isis RZ, I guess, Vega, who Sharuk recruited from Valencia College, who presented an outstanding presentation on teaching for equity. What can you do to advance more equitable outcomes for your students and in your classroom? So obviously our theme is about being more inclusive in the classroom in the context of inclusion and representation. So she would kick off with a keynote, and the highlights of her keynote are that she presents a lot of actionable things that are being done and have been done, and she's been able to catalog, and she's going to share in her keynote the things that she's developed in her travels. The second block is really Art, Meg, and myself. Meg, you did know that, right? Okay. And so we're going to do a takeoff on the work that's been done at Western Washington in the entrepreneurship classroom around the context of inclusion and representation, and a process of reimagining the classroom in that context. So we have about 45 minutes to do our exercise with the group. Then we're going to have a networking lunch, and we have a sponsor. VentureWell is our sponsor, actually, for the lunch and for the day. And then in the afternoon, after lunch, we're going to have a panel that again continues on our theme of models and approaches to build and implement inclusive entrepreneurial ecosystems. And I think Richard, you can speak to Richard Saduk. Just basically, we had a session with Richard Chang and Richard Saduk and myself and Sharuk, and so he has volunteered himself to be a part of the panel. Richard, why don't you speak to Richard Saduk?
Sure. So Richard Saduk is he has been quite active in terms of the angel investment circle, especially in the West Coast. And not only that, he has also a significant amount of experience doing research in terms of angel investment and entrepreneurship. And he has helped create and establish several centers. One of the center is the UCI's entrepreneurship centers, and equity and inclusion is one of the major focus of his work. So this would be a wonderful opportunity for him to share some of the, although he to share some of the practice and also brainstorm regarding how the best approach to move forward without other panel discussions.
Excellent.
And Oscar, have you got a chance to follow up with him, or would you like me to do so?
Yeah, if you could follow up with him and request a headshot and a short bio,
Sure.
that's what we need at this point.
Okay, got it.
All right, appreciate that,
Yes.
Rich.
And the schedule is set, I imagine?
Yeah, the schedule is set.
32. Okay, got it.
And if you, do you have this agenda? You can get it in the Google Docs.
Okay, I'll Google it. I mean,
Yeah, just get that in the Google Docs and share that with him.
will do.
And then what we plan to do is sometime in December, we'll have a call with all the panelists and all the participants, one-on-one for each block. And we'll have just a sort of a pre-run through of their presentation or panel discussion, presentation or activity prior to the actual summit in January.
Right.
So just let him know that's forthcoming. Okay, that we will have a call with him and all the panelists prior to January.
Okay, sounds good.
All
I will
right.
share this information with him and CC
Okay,
you.
thank you, Richard.
No problem.
One question, Oscar.
Go
So
ahead.
in that, I have a question. In that panel, we're done. I mean, we have 3 participants, and that's, I mean, we're complete.
Yes, there are only 3 participants in that block. We've only got 45 minutes. And so we want to leave enough time for, just questions, Q&A, and some exchange. Of course, many of the participants will be there for the whole day. At the end, we'll have sort of a networking session to continue to build on what was presented throughout the morning and the afternoon. I don't know Elizabeth Cardiello. Anyone know her? Know of her? I don't know her background, but Sharuk was communicating with her to get her commitment. We'll get more information as we get the bios to come in. Anna Marie Cruz, I do know her. I recruited her from the West Coast. She's with ICIC, which is, any of you familiar with ICIC? Most of you. ICIC is similar to the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Business Program, but it has been around much longer. And it comes out of Harvard. One of the professors at Harvard started the ICIC network, which is basically a ecosystem for small businesses across the country in terms of getting entrepreneurship training. And it comes out of Harvard Business School. And so she's the Western Regional Director. She'll talk about how they go about delivering and networking through their ecosystem with universities and colleges, as well as with entrepreneurs and students that are all involved in their network. So she'll share that. And I've worked with her through the Goldman Sachs program. So those are our panelists, and they'll share, sort of best practices, what they're doing in their various professional stations in life, and will add value to the conference. Any questions on the panel and open discussion, models and approaches to build and implement inclusive entrepreneurial ecosystems?
I have a logistics question about the schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Are we sure 30 minutes for lunch is good?
In terms of serving lunch, or?
Well, we're just, if we scroll up, I've just done a lot of events.
Mm-hmm.
So if we scroll up on the agenda, we start at 10. and go to 12 and there's not a break in there. I'm just curious. I'm just worried about people getting up, trying to get food, trying to go to the bathrooms and coming back. And I'm worried about that panel effectively starting at 12:30. And it's not that we just have to be cognizant of it.
Yeah, it's a tight schedule. We could give input to that, and, you know, and adjust it or flex it. I don't think there's any, we'd have to check if there's a limitation on the end here, 2:30 to 3:30. It says 2:30 to 3:30, so the facility must be available. And I believe we're already sponsored, so that question's been answered. So I think the facility is available to us. So we have some room to adjust the time blocks.
Yeah, that
So-
jumped out to me. Oh, sorry, Oscar, I didn't mean to
Go
interrupt.
ahead.
That just jumped out to me too, like having run a bunch of conferences and
Mhm.
because if anything goes wrong, like even depending on the way that they're gonna have food available for us, like
Yeah.
could really I've just made that mistake at several conferences where I've been like, oh, 30 minutes or even 45 minutes for lunch is sufficient, but then lunch is put out 5 minutes late and, you know, just the whole system gets messed up. So,
And every summit's going to have lunch at the same time. So we're all going to be standing in line for the bathroom.
yeah.
I mean, it just is the way it works.
Particularly women.
It's just the way it works.
Yeah. I mean, if one of the primary goals is connecting with each other as it is, like, I mean, I've never had the experience that I've had too much time at lunch at a conference. So I don't know if we have time for an hour.
Well, I think we do, because
Yeah.
if you look at the bottom of the program here, here we're working on takeaways, sort of reflection,
Mhm.
and then action, right? Reflecting on a day, and then as small groups, identifying actions we can take back to our home base, our home universities, classrooms. So we have time. Here we were focused on doing a local reception. I'm not sure how that's gonna, I gotta talk to Stacy in terms of seeing what has been done for the local reception. And one of the questions that, even if we have the reception or not, jumping from lunch to the reception, is that we were gonna invite local people. Now, are they gonna be welcome, or is that gonna work if they're not registered in the conference? That's a question that has been raised. So we have to find out about that question. And if that's the case, if they have to be registered, what's the motivation? We're talking about local businesses and local groups. What's the motivation in terms of the content of the conference that would incentivize them to register for the conference? So that's a whole another matter that has to be worked out, but we're working on that. So on the lunch issue, what I'm saying is, I think that's an easy fix because we got time. Okay. So
Mhm.
let's say that we suggest moving the lunch, what, an hour and 15 minutes? What's the consensus?
I would suggest an hour,
An hour is
especially
fine.
since we don't have any breaks built in anywhere else.
All right,
See,
I'm with you.
Maybe we should go for like 45 minutes, and then put a break somewhere else. I don't want to lose people, too.
Okay, at lunch, Stacy, you're thinking you're gonna lose them if it's a little too long?
Or 50 minutes and leave 10 minutes for the break in between the two sessions, because if you don't have the time just to stand up, I mean,
Mhm.
Yeah, put 15 minutes earlier somewhere for a break, or 10 minutes.
So you're saying between,
11,
Maybe the
15,
keynote and the panel.
mhm.
10 minutes just to stand up and take a coffee.
So we're gonna put a break in here. I'm just gonna put a note in here,
Yeah,
10, 15 minutes.
yeah,
10
say
minutes
10.
is fine.
We don't
Yeah.
have to tell everybody it's a break. Whoever's moderating our summit can kind of know it's a break and tell everybody to stand up and take a break, but we don't have to build it in and tell
I'm
everybody.
gonna make a note. I'm just gonna note it here for whoever the facilitator is.
Mhm.
All right, and then what about lunch? Lunch is going to be an hour, 45 minutes.
If we do, or 50 minutes, and then,
50 minutes. Everybody okay with that? Okay.
if people aren't finished eating, they can continue to,
Yeah.
eat.
All right, then we'll adjust the timeline accordingly. I'm just going to make a note here. Anything else on the timeline? Consideration for adjusting. So we'll slide all that down, adjust it later. And so basically right now, after the
Take some
panel,
time out of the wrap up.
any other comments on that? Lunch, the panel. So the end of the day really is, like I said, it's going to be a wrap up, a reflection, and break out into small groups, discussing takeaways that you can put in action back at your institution and in your classrooms.
Not upstairs.
And that's it. And then Stacy,
Not upstairs.
thoughts on the reception? Does it still look like a feasible thing or not?
Yeah, we can see what we can do. If not, we can make it a reception for our people.
Okay, just a summit closing reception. Doesn't have to be external.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or if how are we handling the remote portion of this?
That's a good question. I don't know what the setup is, although everything is going to be handled by the university in terms of just the technology platform and the support. So we haven't had a walkthrough on that yet, but they're going to handle everything. So we just need
So
to know
they
what that.
won't let them come in. Could they come in remotely, or it would be the same issue of not registering?
I think they can. I think whatever we want, we just have to let them know. Whatever.
Maybe
Yeah,
we
we
can
gotta-
ask if we can have guests, like the person's the speaker, they don't have to be registered, right?
No.
So we have them as like a speaker, and if we can't get them in the reception, just kind of have them have some comments in between if we have the text to show them.
Yeah,
Just a thought.
just a thought. No, I think the reception is good. I mean, we can still have the reception, whether we have, an outreach, a local outreach or not. We can just do it, an internal reception. And let other folks know that are at the conference that we're having a reception if they don't make it to the actual summit.
Yeah, that would be good. We can invite some of our partners, like the people that Richard worked with or whatever, to the reception as well.
Okay. Any other thoughts? All right, I'll make a note that Sharuk and I are going to have to follow up with Julie and Brittany, because I haven't seen anything on the platform, the tech platform. They said they would take care of everything, but what does that look like? And I think we just need to have the ask for. So like you brought up, Stacy, we just need to ask for the virtual even for the reception. Beyond the panels, we know the panels are going to be hybrid. So we got to make sure the reception is also hybrid. If we want that, we have to have that set up.
Yeah, Oscar, I wonder how they're gonna do that technology. There are a lot of great options that we've probably all been using in our classrooms, but yeah. Curious. Happy to help support that.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna put you down next to that Meg when we have that call.
I'll wear a GoPro. That's
Uh,
supposed to be funny.
I get it. I'm sorry. I'm laughing inside. We all could. We all could. We could just walk around with them on our heads. I'll bring the bike helmets.
hey, well, Meg and Stacy, you're gonna be on that call. Okay, so that's our summit program outline. Is there anything else that we feel we need to have programmatically? We haven't talked about an actual physical program. We should have something to hand out. All right.
Oscar, are we going to have it outside?
Say that again.
Are we going to have any thank yous for our outside panelists or speaker keynote?
We should. We have in the past.
Okay.
So let me put that down for the budget.
Yeah, we have some money left over from last year. If you need me to find something on Amazon for them.
Okay, who's got the money?
Amazon.
Good. All right, we have access to it.
Bezos.
Yeah, because you know everything has changed. Everything has changed. But you know, we were handling monies coming through us. This year, the whole thing has changed. It's going through, everything is going through national office. I mean, we got sponsors individually last year. So we don't have a control of, we have to let them know if there are any additional budget items. As before, we raised money for whatever we wanted, right? So we didn't wait. But they got it set up in advance that, we got an overriding sponsor for the summit, VentureWell. So if there's anything else we need, we got to let them know it needs to come out of that budget. Now here right now, we need some kind of physical program. We need thank yous. We can work with the Amazon, but I can also ask for it from the VentureWell budget. Okay. How much do you think we have left with Amazon?
I got 2 something, almost 3, I think. I have to look at my number.
Okay. All right. Well, we know we have that. We might want to hang on to that if we can get things done with VentureWell.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good. Okay, that's where we're at. Let me see what else is down here. These are some of the topical things. Teaching for, this was from Dr. Vega. Okay, I think that's it on the program there. Okay, so let me go back to the regular agenda. Made note of those items. Let me go back here.
Oscar, I'm just the questioner all the time today. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Do we have any interest in having any type of like tabletop type ongoing conversations or notes or brainstorming or any type of activity that's like actually happening at the tables and virtually in breakout rooms? Have you ever done anything like that at the MWE Sig?
Yeah, takeaways on the tables. We've done that. Yeah. We've had, and really that's in the planning, not only for the summit, but also for the awards banquet.
Yeah.
So the summit is really, this is our first separate summit.
Okay.
awards banquet we've had historically. So at the awards banquet, we've had gift bags, takeaways, things on the table. We can do the same thing at the summit. So if there are thoughts on that, in terms of what we could put in a bag or some sampling. We also took items from various universities, members who contributed to the gift bags and some of the items that were made available to attendees.
Yeah, just real quick, I was thinking it might be a good opportunity to get some a start to some of the stories that we were talking about working on with like case studies.
Mm-hmm.
And then secondly, like a bunch of conferences that I've been a part of, we've done something like a bingo card of the different topics that'll come up throughout the talks, and then they get entered into something fun just to like pay attention and contribute to or something. But just a couple of things at the tables for people to do either in person or online. Maybe
I like the bingo card.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Sorry, thank you.
Is that something that you've done it before, Mary?
Yeah, I could do that. Totally.
Well, let's do it.
Okay, sounds great.
Anybody have any other ideas? I mean, let's we better put it down now because the clock is ticking. So the sooner we start, the better off we're going to be. Anything that we want to add to the equation. Bingo cards. Okay.
Yeah, I think that would be an easy time too to get people to nominate case studies for us if we wanted to move forward with that in the year to come.
Right.
So think about that too.
I'll put dash. Anything else? Any other thoughts?
Just one question. In the session, if we're thinking about having an audience, a hybrid audience, are we expecting to have like, breakout rooms for the people that is online, and which are going to be the exercises for them, or how are we going to handle the people that is not in the, in the presence of the event?
That is the plan, that we would have a administrator that's going to manage the platform, who would do the breakouts virtually for those who are not in attendance. So that is the plan. It'll be totally hybrid, and we would do the same process we're doing physically online, virtually.
So in the logistics, we need to know who's going to be responsible for doing that.
Yes, but it's already been indicated that it is possible that they can handle all that at the university. So they've already told us they can do all that. We just need to guide them in terms of, who's coming in, the invite, and instructing how we want the breakout rooms to be organized virtually. So they'll be able to administer all that for us. So we won't have to do that. Any of us participate, we won't necessarily have to manage that. So that's the good news.
Okay.
So yeah, we will have full facility in terms of that. And all of that's being sponsored by VentureWell to fund that support. So we really have everything. We have more support than we've ever had in terms of just the administrative support. A lot of these things we've done as a committee ourselves, which makes for double duty. But this time we will have a lot of administrative support that we never had. So that's great. I'm happy about that. And you should be too, because it's a lot of work to put on these conferences. So that's the good news. Anything else on the summit? Okay, because I'm going to move on to
just Oscar, just one question, maybe, or partially suggestion. because I don't know if I'll be there physically, I mean, I'll volunteer to help with whatever we can to monitor the virtual presence, if you want to do that. If like people are saying they can't hear or do anything, I could be a personal checkpoint, because I know that we have that problem a lot. You'll have people that are checking in and no one will know that the virtual audience is not able to hear, see, or participate.
I got you.
Okay. I hope I can make it in place. Oh, it'll drive me crazy. Well, they're making us, we're one of those schools that if you travel, they're going to make you do all the testing, even though you're fully vaccinated. I have to go through all that. I'm sure everybody knows. So it's just,
Yeah. No, it's the
I don't want to have to
drill.
tell every place, because I want to extend my trip and I don't want them to know I'm going other places.
Understood. Understood. No, we're all in full support of what we have to do, but we know that, yeah, the requirements during this time period, it's a little much, but we're going to work with it and we're going to have success. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so I'm going to move on, be conscious of our time here. Let me go back and let me see if I can get the agenda up here. Who's working with the scholars? Who's working with that? Where are the scholars? Let me see.
So the scholars, it looks like it's you, Oscar.
I'm on the agenda for the scholars.
Kidding. It's
Okay, who did that? Who did
I was
that?
looking at the worksheet, and on there, it looks like
Oh, let me go to the
Dolores
worksheet.
set up the Google form, and then Sharuk is handling everything with the scholars program
Let me look at it.
right
I'm telling
now
you,
on the
I made
spreadsheet.
this sign and didn't even know it. Okay.
I was trying to
all
look
right.
at the spreadsheet and see what we had going there and what deadlines we had coming up that we really
All right, let
needed
me
to
see what we
hit.
got. So we got that. Yeah, thank you very much, Gina. So, okay, we went through the summit, so we know what's happening there. Yeah, everything's coming up in December, November. Okay, yeah, we're collecting bios. We've done that. Let me go over here to, we talked about the networking event. We've done that. And I'm looking for the scholars program.
Very
Okay.
bottom.
Okay, so let's see where we. So Dolores, you already set up the Google form for the scholars, right?
Yes.
So that's done.
Sure was applying that, so we're done with that.
Okay. What about the participation?
I'm
Who's
just checking
tracking?
Green Porch.
about the scholars. I think Sharuk was going to do that. I'll help
Okay.
her with the form, but I think she has been following up.
On those forms, okay. I didn't get a report on, I think she might have said there were a few, actually. I don't have the names, but I think we have some folks already in that are committed. Okay, so that is happening. Okay, so all those things are happening. So I got to check in with Shroop on that. Let me see. Who's over here? Okay, so I got the bottom half, Gina. Okay, well, I'm coming up. My duties are coming up. Okay. All right. Okay, so applications. All right, so we're good there. So we're okay there. Does anybody know if there's someone they have encouraged to apply from the university or anything of that nature? Okay. All right, so we got that. Okay, let me get
Oscar, I'm curious about that.
Which one?
So the scholars program, like what would be appropriate? Is it really intended for undergraduate students?
Yeah, I don't think we limited as long as they had an interest in entrepreneurship and they're, interested in becoming a member of the SIG. I mean, that's really the requirement. They don't necessarily have to be in grad school or on any other track. It's just an interest in entrepreneurship, education, preferably, but they're going to be in an entrepreneurship program. So it doesn't necessarily have to be, they doesn't have to have, they don't have to have made a decision about education at that point. They're just interested in entrepreneurship. So that's what we're looking for. So
So
if
it-
you have anyone, I think we need to get an update, but we had 6 slots. I don't know if they're all filled. I don't have any names that were given to me yet. So she was reviewing those, so I don't have any names yet. But our deadline is not till November 12th.
And Oscar, and I thought that the reason why we invited, and that's why Dr. McCumbo was invited, if they can give some input about his experience and everything. I want to put him on the spot. I'd have a chance to talk to him, but that was one of the reasons that we can to help make those connections. And
Yes, please do.
Yeah, this is my first experience with USASB, and especially with the SIG. I think it's a very great opportunity for women and minorities to be able to attend a network. Right now, I'm not very sure. I think the best way we can reach out to the minorities to apply is when we ask members who are faculty members at different universities to spread the word with their students. I think that can help us increase the number. My experience has been, as I said, this is my first time to be in USASB, and one thing I know is that I've been able to make connections. At least I connected with one of the members. That's Christine, and she's a faculty member at Purdue. And so we are trying to collaborate on a paper around entrepreneurship and business resilience. We are still in the preliminary stages, but that's one experience that I think I've been able to benefit from having been part of the group. I was able to make those connections. And I'm still looking forward to making connections and connecting with you all in person when we attend 2022. I've been part of different organizations, professional, but then I think I've felt more. I was talking to Dr. I don't know, you all might be knowing Dr. Craig Waters at Oklahoma State. He was my advisor. He was part of my committee. And so he's the reason I came to know USASB. And so I was telling him about my experience with other professional organizations. And then USASB, I told him that, you know what, I've seen more people who look like me in USASB than all the professional organizations. And so I really want to thank you for that opportunity. And at least I feel I have a home where I feel I need to belong and have an impact.
Excellent.
That's powerful. That's powerful.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. McKimbo. And we are glad that you could actually see that and experience that, because that's really what our SIG is about. And we're making a push to really reach out to folks and energize folks to know that there is a home at USASB that is inclusive and that is dramatic in its commitment to making a difference going forward in entrepreneurship education. So thank you for that.
Yeah,
Okay.
It has really helped me kind of think through like my career goal. My PhD. My PhD is in ag education, but my research was integrating entrepreneurship and ag in our teaching. And I do teach a graduate course around global agriculture entrepreneurship at Oklahoma State in the master's program. But I've been really thinking so much that, you know what, I think I need to have another, I need to really switch careers and move fully into looking at faculty positions in business school to grow the entrepreneurship. So that's kind of where I am. I'm thinking about doing a DBA, and so I've been thinking about, okay,
Yes.
Yeah, Stephen, Stacy's a good one to talk about this, as probably are others, but there's a bridge program at Florida if you have a PhD already to get your AACSB accreditation.
Yeah, I've looked at that, and I did reach out.
Okay.
But then I thought, there are so many challenges when you take that bridge program, to be fully accepted into the mainstream. So,
okay.
Yeah, I wanted to take the look.
Well, we're gonna make a note of that, and get resource. We'll search around for resources. Be a resource to you. So, as Meg indicated, that's one, but there are others. So we'll keep that in mind, and stay connected with us. Glad to have you today, and look forward to your continued involvement.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay,
That reminded me, we're trying to hire a tenure track entrepreneurship professor at the University of Alabama right now.
Okay.
Right now.
Information is, I would say, queen.
That sounds lovely.
I'm just telling the truth. I'm just telling the truth.
True.
Folks better wake up. Okay. So I'm not going to keep anybody over time, so we're almost on that time. Let me just get back to the agenda, see if I didn't. Did I cover everything? Did I miss anything, Gina?
I just wanted to ask one question. Stacy, you planned the restaurant, the awards banquet last year, right?
I did with Oscar. Mm-hmm.
Do you think that Dolores and I could get, and Meg, whoever wants to be involved, we could get on a conference call with you just as we start to identify some restaurants and things, just have some questions about numbers and different things that you've experienced and how we could better move on. So I just want to throw that out there to see if we could get you on a conference call.
Oh, absolutely. I'd be happy to.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Oscar, I had a question.
Yes.
On the grid that you had earlier, it had under the scholars to identify HBCUs in North Carolina. I was trying to, do you know what that was about? We know the HBCUs in North Carolina.
Yes, remember that was about the reception.
Okay, for the
that
reception.
Was about whether they registered at the conference or not. We wanted to make sure, since we're going to be in the region, this was an opportunity to reach out.
Okay.
That's why I was asking you earlier.
Definitely we can do that. I thought we talked about just the entrepreneurs, but this is okay.
Yeah,
I saw it under
because
the scholars, but we wanted it's under the actual program.
Right, because there is no general outreach to entrepreneurship, students, right? Remember, we made a commitment. We made a commitment. Our SIG made a commitment. We made a commitment to get younger entrepreneurship students, whether they're going to go on an education PhD track or not, to be involved or at least know about USASB and as a resource, because that's a big thing. We're a resource and we need to be known as a resource to a lot of folks who have an interest in entrepreneurship. And that's part of our commitment in terms of being inclusive. So that's what that was about.
Okay. Yeah, we know A&T and Fayetteville State.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's a couple more. I'll tell you.
So you're going to do that, Stacy. If you can get that list, I'll be glad to help you on the outreach or communication.
I can get the list.
But we need to make a targeted effort in inviting them to the summit, at least to the reception portion.
Okay.
Even if they don't register for the conference, we know a lot of students, even some of the professors there, some of them will register, some of them are not. But this may be the only opportunity we have offline to make a connection, at least an introduction.
Right. Because it's right there.
From there, that's how we get membership, right? So we got.
Yeah, I have one more question. I forgot what that was. Oh, they had a call for the doctoral consortium. Are there any of our scholars that have not done the doctoral consortium that we could recommend them?
Planning on applying for that.
Good. Do you need something from us?
I don't know. It's been so busy. I need to work on that. Liz had done it in the past and she said it was really great. So I'm planning on applying. It's due the 31st. Do I need anything, Stacy?
You might need a letter from I think it's from your advisor.
Okay.
I've done it before, but if you need anything from us, let us know. We want to make sure that somebody from our SIG is going, right, Oscar?
Yeah, that would be great.
I have a student. I have a student that is doing her PhD, and right now she's doing her proposal. So can she be a good candidate for participating?
Yeah, just every year it kind of depends on what the pipeline looks like. I think the scholars, they have a target number they want to have. And if a person is, if they have a lot of them and somebody is earlier in their process, they might not take them because they got another opportunity. But, I would say go for it. Did you see the call out from the, from USASB?
I'm just trying to sit down and see all the pendings, but of course I haven't checked that. I saw something about the doctoral, but
Yeah,
I think
they emailed that. Was that yesterday?
I think it was yesterday.
It was yesterday.
Okay, that's why.
It just came out.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed too, Stacy. It looks like they bumped it up. Like the program, they're having a lot more support. It looks really good.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
great. They need that support.
They do.
But we definitely want to make sure we have minorities and women represented at that, because then you get a chance to meet people that are in leadership in USASB and make a lot of connections.
Yeah, and also if any of you need a letter or need to talk regarding how this doctoral consortium usually work, feel free to let me know. I was in doctoral consortium years ago in the entrepreneurship division of ALM, so I know a little bit about how things go.
Yeah, I did this one. And I've done another one too. So it's just a good thing. Don't be afraid. Just if you get in it, it won't hurt you at all. It's a great asset to your career.
Yep, definitely.
Thank you.
Okay, any other thoughts? Going once, going twice, going 3 times. We're on time, 12 noon. Okay, November the 19th was our next meeting. Gina will send out a reminder and a notice, an agenda for us. In the meantime, on any of the topics, you have contact folks that have been identified for any of the topics, feel free to reach out to us directly so we can keep things moving. Everything's looking good. Everybody's doing a great job. Everybody looks beautiful and wonderful and vibrant. And hey, I'm just excited. So
we are happy to be alive.
Absolutely. Happy to do it. So,
literally, yes.
Awesome.
yeah, it is awesome. So everyone have a great day, great Friday, great weekend. Okay.
Thank you, Oscar.
Thank you, Oscar.
Thank
you.
Awesome job,
Okay.
Oscar.
Just know when I'm in your region, just make sure you have good victuals. Okay.
Okay, we got some food for you down here in the South, in hot Atlanta.
That's right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, wow. Okay.